Triple M, it is Robbie and Carly. On this Wednesday morning, we're at Karratha Adventure Sports. Adventure Sports Epic Warehouse Sale is now on. And on the line with us right now, Teejay from Married at First Sight. Teejay, thanks for coming on the show. How are you today, mate?
No problems, Robbie and Carly. Good morning. How are you guys going?
Good. How are you really doing, though? Last night's episode was brutal. I will say, though, it was more brutal for Beth. I think you caught the whole of Australia off guard with all of a sudden just kind of backtracking on your relationship. Is this just a bad edit, or has this come out of nowhere?
Look, that was very tough to watch back. There's only little parts that we see on TV that actually happens in real life, but I never lied to Beth about how I felt. I never said I was more into, our relationship at that period of our relationship than I was. So, yeah, it is definitely hard to watch back for sure, and I definitely feel for Beth now watching it back like this.
So when you go to something like a homestay, that is a tough one to, have an episode like that as well. How was the awkwardness when you're actually at her place?
It actually wasn't awkward. Beth's family is beautiful. Mel are great people, and her friends were great as well too. So it wasn't that awkward. It's obviously tough getting some of those questions and having to answer them on the spot. But, they came with good intent. I know they just got Beth's best interest at heart. So, yeah, I just had to play the cards I was dealt at the time and answer as best as I could. It's
weird to me, though, because it seemed like you and Beth were the strong ones in the experiment. Along with Jamie and Dave as well. What changed? Why all of a sudden the change of heart? Is there something we've missed?
No, there's nothing that changed per se. I just wasn't at that stage getting deeper into the romance, if that makes sense. I wasn't getting romantically inclined. Beth and I get along like a house on fire. It's evident. We laugh, we take the mickey out of each other all the time. We genuinely have a good time together, but there's a distinct difference between having a really good friendship and actually having a relationship. And that's what I was missing at the time.
I think for Beth, one of the big things that she was worried about was being friend-zoned in this experiment, because it's something that she in the past has had to deal with time and time again. So did you have that in the back of your mind when you were quite brutal with your wording?
Of course, yeah. Look, and I didn't want to sound wishy-washy or flip-flop or anything like that. And Beth's feelings were definitely at the forefront. It's just so hard to articulate that to someone and then also try not to hurt their feelings. I really do care so much for Beth. So it was very, very hard in the moment for me, and obviously a lot harder for Beth, and that's what my main priority was.
You guys were pretty strong at the start, you were very cuddly and everything. So at what point did things change for you? Was it a little bit before the timeline of last night's episode, or was it pretty close to that?
Yeah, it was around there. There was a few personal things that happened on my behalf just before that homestay as well too, that kind of had my mind in a bit of a scatter. But yeah, it was just the gradual incline towards that romantic, deep feeling like Jeff and Rehab, right? It just wasn't growing so much for me there. There's no perfect time to tell your partner how you feel as well too. I just wanted to be honest with how I felt.
I want to talk about this, TJ. There is something circulating online that you actually hooked up with Jamie before the experiment. Is this true?
Yeah, there's certain speculations around that. Look, I definitely want to keep this about Beth and I, but I've known Jamie for a very, very long time. We're both from Adelaide, so Adelaide's a very, very small place as well too, so I'll keep that there.
I didn't know
that. That is a total yes. You and Jamie definitely hooked up.
That's so good.
You kept it very under the table. Were you surprised to see her in the experiment?
Look, she was not on my wedding invite list, that's for sure. It's not to say that Jamie isn't a fantastic person, but I was definitely surprised to see her as soon as I walked down the aisle, yeah.
Did you have a conversation at any point with her being like, hey, it's me? Or did you tell her you were going on the experiment? Oh,
no, we definitely had a conversation on the day. They didn't put that in there, which is fine. But yeah, we definitely knew who each other were when I walked down the aisle, that's for sure.
So how did Dave take that and how did Beth take that?
They were both great, to be honest with you. Obviously, it happened a long time ago, and Jamie and I have been really good friends for a very long time. So I just explained that to Beth and Dave equally as well too, and yeah, it was fine. We're friends, so there's nothing more there.
Oh, you learnt your lesson from that Irish Christmas movie with Lindsay Lohan. Remember the one that came out on Netflix last year where the two exes pretended they didn't know each other? Trouble ensured, so you saved yourself there.
Definitely saved myself there for sure. Thank goodness, because Dave is a little bit bigger than me.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly right. Well, it'll be interesting to see where you guys go to next from there. I like to think you are open-minded to developing feelings for Beth, because it seems like you're not the only one of the men having a change of heart.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, you guys will have to wait and see what happens, but definitely in there for Beth. So we'll have to see what happens.
Well, TJ, thank you very much for the chat today, mate. Interesting times watching on Married at First Sight at the moment. It's funny, all the blokes are kind of spiralling at the moment between yourself and Dave. Adrian seems to be the one coming out looking good. This is bad for
that
everybody.
is bad times, TJ, when you're making Adrian look good.
I know, right? He made all of us look like bloody godsend for a bit, and now we're making him look good.
Oh, thanks for coming on the show, mate. Have a great day, and we'll continue
too, guys.
watching tonight.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.